Good morning, everybody. Now we shall discuss the poem. The subtitle of this poem, it is only a little tweak. This poem is written by Amy Lowell very wisely. Before we study the poem, we shall discuss about the thematical idea of this poem, which is very simple and moralistic. The poetess gives an well idea. Here the poetess describes the abundance that is hidden in each and everything of nature, and that can only be maintained if we follow the laws of nature. The poetess wants to mean here that if we plant a twig at a proper place where there is full of enough sunlight, and if we give water it regularly, this twig will grow into a tall bush. It also grows boughs from where hang beautiful flowers in branches. Its leaves will sparkle in the bright sunlight. From its root emerges freshness and abundant grass that will grow beneath it. Not only this, the poetess also describes here, if we keep the same twig in a dry place covered with a metal plate, it will wither and become useless, and finally it will become a lifeless fuel. This idea is completely opposite idea what the poetess means here. Here the poetess also wisely said that is hidden in the poem that our life is like a twig. It will be flowers only if we plant it in a soul of goodness and to water it regularly with our hand and to work and perseverance in the sunlight. If God's love for us, we will blossom into a fully grown bush. Even if we throw ourselves into the closet of evil deeds, we will wither up and will be discarded as a useless thing or only a lifeless substance on the earth. So it is also reminds to mention about the growth of a plant. Here the main point of this poem is that about the growth of a plant. We should nurture the twig and take good care of them so that it can grow into a huge tree. Because we know without tree there is no existence of life. One tree is one life. Here the poetess means this simplest idea in this poem. Now we come to the points of poem, the text. It is only a little twig. That means it is a little twig. We sometimes here and there see a seed on the ground with a green buds at the end. But if we plant it and water it and set it where the sun will be above it, what is the effect of this? What is the effect of this? It will grow into a tall bush. Here bush means clump or thicket. From here to here, the poetess actually wants to mean that if we wants to act a seed, if we keep a seed or a twig into the place where there is full of sunlight, it will be grown into a tall bush. Not so with many flowers and leaves which thrust hither and thither. Here thrust means shove or juggle. Hither and thither means actually here and there. This is this line, and leaves which thrust hither and thither. Actually this is the alliteration, the figure of speech the poetess actually used here, and sparkling. So it is a little twig. From it is a little twig to sparkling, this stanza gives a clear idea that if we plant a tree into a proper place, it helps us always. Now come to the next point. From its root will comes to freshness, and beneath it the grass blades will bend and recover themselves. Not so. When a twig becomes a tree, beneath of it there will be grass blade and makes the ground soft and makes the world green. Now, and clash one upon another in the blowing wind. Here the poet's meaning actually, when a tree becomes old or grown, at that time the branches of the tree hits or clash another trees when in the blowing wind. But if we take my twig and throw it into a closet, here actually the poet means if we take my twigs and throw it into closet means almirah or dark place, dark room, with mouse traps and blunted tools, it will shrivel and waste. Finally, the effect, if we keep a twigs into a dark place or almirah, it dies and wasted. And someday when you open the door, you will think it an old twisted nail and swept it into a dustbin with other rubbish. After crankle, after shrivel or waste, these twigs will become a rubbish, whose place finally will be in the dustbin. So here the poet conscious us about the tree, that, and from here we come to a morality that little is not so little. Little may come to the big point, because one tree gives one life. No tree, no life. Here the poets actually mean. So this is the poem. Here Amy Lowell means this thought in this poem. Repeatedly hear this poem. If you do, you can clearly understand the thought of the poet, the thought of the poem. That's all. If it be helpful to you, please subscribe and press the bell icon in order to next video. Thank you to all.